Hi, this is Michael Munshaw, artist on Marvel Masterpieces and Marvel Premiere Cards. You're listening to the two hippest dudes in the sketch card industry, Ian Taylor and Norrin Rad, on the Marvel Card Collectors Podcast.
Recording in progress.
Recording in progress.
Senor, I see you. I'm recording.
You see me recording?
Hello.
You see me recording?
I see you recording. I know that you're recording because I can smell your whiskers. Hello,
wow,
everybody.
That's pretty good. That's like Billy Crystal. That's good. That's good.
My name is not Billy Crystal. My name is Ian Taylor, and you're listening to the Marvel Card Collectors Podcast, that hard-hitting, journalistic, nail-biting, pile-driving podcast that isn't like a Diane Sawyer fluff piece at all. No. I've no idea what I'm talking about now. Reality is bleeding into fantasy in front of your very ears, people. Anyway, we are your weekly digest of hobby goodness, and that's what we're intended to be. We're not hard talk. We're soft and warm and cuddly. Roll us over and tickle our tummies. Anyway, it's brought to you by the Marvel Cards Fan Collective, whoever those 3,500 people are. Yes, that's how many people are in the groups. An awesome community of card collectors and creators. I'm going really off-piste with this one, am I?
I love it.
You can find our two groups on Facebook. Yes, those are the ones I was just talking about. Details of which are end this podcast in my pre-recorded shizzle that you probably fast forward through, which is why I always put little Easter eggs at the end of most episodes so that you actually maybe listen to it. With me, as always, is my co-pilot in all things Marvel cards. When he drinks hot tea, he becomes the Silver Slurper.
Oh, that's disgusting.
It's Norrin.
Oh, that's gross.
Norrin Rad. What do you mean? This is gross.
That's when
I did that to you beforehand, you said, you rolled on your back and said, oh, it makes me funny, go away, which is always worth repeating.
Yep, that's exactly what it did. I can't even deny it. It was that real for me.
Welcome. It's another week. It's another week in the glorious world of Marvel trading cards.
Glorious world of Marvel trading cards.
He says through gritted teeth. I don't know why I'm being gritted teeth actually this week. I won't lie to you. I've had a great week in terms of trades and purchases.
Oh, nice.
But I'm a bit of a miserable sod this weekend, but I'll come on to that. Can I show you something nice first?
I would hope so.
I think I showed you this on the chatty watty poo poos last night, but I'm going to bring it up on my chatty watty. No, it's all I could think of to call it in the heat of the moment. Let me view my collection in the heat of the moment. And they called it puppy love. I don't know what's going on anymore on this podcast. Anyway,
look at your annual. Your annual.
It's all digital based, that is, but I need to trade it off. Anyway,
cool.
Did I show you this fine sketch?
Yes, you did. Your Al Milgrom. Hello.
So
killed it.
Now, Al Milgrom
killed it.
Al Milgrom, as many as who is 72 years old now, is a writer and artist. I think inker, and I think he does his own. Obviously, does his own penciling as well. From the Marvel days of yore, who isn't credited as a co-creator on Black Cat, but he was on her first issue. So the official co-creators are listed as Keith Pollard and good grief, I can't remember the writer of the issue. I've just had a mental brain block. Anyway, but Keith Pollard, I think, was the main artist, and Al Milgrom inked that issue. So, but in my head, Al Milgrom is one of the co-creators, whether he's credited with or not, because that was the first comic she was in. And he does sketches for Upper Deck sets, and I've never had one of his, and I didn't know if he'd ever done a Black Cat. But of course, for me, Black Cat, Al Milgrom, perfect. Stars align.
Perfection.
Marvel Annual 2021 was released on EPAC. And boy, was that a feeding frenzy.
Yeah, Marvel Annual. It was coming off from a huge dry spell.
I know.
And I think people
we're
were
going to talk
just
about
like,
it. We're going to talk about it in a moment.
Yeah. I love the sketch. Absolutely love the sketch. I think it's beautiful.
So anyway, long story short, someone pulled someone that we know and that I've dealt with before, and he's in the group and we've traded, and he's a fair trader. He's a decent guy. And he pulled this, and I reached out to him and said, look, I've got these sketches tucked away because I'm saving up some sketches for Spidey Metal. He said, I don't really like any of those. And I was like, okay. And then a friend of mine opened up his sketches and said, look, see if he wants one of mine, just to make this happen. And he looked at those and he didn't fancy those. And I said, all right, do you want to sell it? He's like, yeah, cool. So I said, right, how's about this much? And knowing I was overpaying from what Milgram sketches are out there in the market for. And he was like, yeah, sure. So I sent him the money. He sent me the sketch on ePack.
That's the way to do it, man.
And I have this for me. All right. It ain't the best Black Cat sketch that's ever been created.
I have to be honest. Before we say that, I've seen a lot of Al Milgrom sketches.
Yes.
He's lovely.
He's
older.
Upper echelon. Yes.
He puts a lot of story and a lot of work into his sketches, and they're all beautiful. However, I will say this. I don't know if I've seen many portraits. And I'll be honest, most of his full figure or 3/4 bodies, they look a little choppy. He's an older man. They're pretty much there as legacy sketch cards, which I love more than every other sketch card. This close up has the eyes like you like it.
Headshot.
Nice. The
smile.
markers on point. The inking look right. I mean, honestly, I think it's actually the nicest Al Milgrom. That's probably top 10. Yeah. Top 5.
It's in his top end. That's the thing. I think that's what a lot of people. Let's be honest. A lot of people occasionally have a grumble over sketch card quality, but when you look at the standard of sketch cards, I think we're spoilt because there's a lot of really, really, really high-end work going into sketch card. People are sweating blood getting some of these sketch cards out there,
losing eyesight
and getting carpal tunnel and all that sort of stuff for not much money against strict deadlines. So what the fact that we get what we get is amazing.
I agree.
And so Al's still cranking these out at age 72. And one would hope he's on a better rate than, given his history, that he's on a better rate, but maybe he's not. Maybe he's just doing it for the same as everyone else. But hats off to you, Mr. Milgram, because I now own a sketch by you of Black Cat. And if he'd done a sketch of Black Cat and it had gone on eBay on a comic cover or something like that, I'd have paid 4 times more.
Oh, for sure. So I love it, man. I love sketch cards by the actual creators. The characters.
I'm just there. This is for me. This will never leave me. This is a centerpiece of my collection.
I agree.
It's just gorgeous, and I don't buy many sketches these days. A Black Cat.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I'm going to be in the same boat as you. I won't be buying many Surfer sketches when he comes out.
Yeah.
I love it, man. I really do like it.
It's really good. It's really. I mean, look at it. Nice signature.
Oh, it's a great signature too, where it's supposed to be.
I've just realized something.
What?
You know what my criteria for collecting Black Cat cards is?
The eyes.
No, when any Black Cat cards where she features on the card.
Oh, look at her. Yeah, I see her on the back.
She's on the back of the printed. She's in the printed border on the back of the sketch card.
Cool.
Which means that in theory, every single Marvel annual sketch card is fair game for my Black Cat PC.
Oh, you're scary. Oh boy.
Yeah, I ain't going to do that. But no, I feel blessed to own that. So thank you.
It's a beautiful sketch.
To that person for making that happen for me. But kind of in terms of annual, I'm absolutely singing with it. Let me just show you what I've got tucked away.
That's pretty cool.
Set. I have got the foil hologram. I've got the hologram, which is numbered to 21. I've got the foil board hologram, numbered to 49. Wow. I have the fractal, which was 10 digital base to combine. I also have 2 plates.
That's impressive.
Of the 3 that popped.
Same color, too.
Yeah, one of them's from the hologram. One of them's from the variant cover. There was one from the base, I think. And the guy that I was talking to about that, someone overpaid, basically. He didn't give me a chance to counter. Because if I'd have pulled in resources from other people, I would have been able to counter and match it. But he didn't think I could because he could only see what he could see on my EPAC. So, it is what it is. But, I'm happy with that. Plus that Milgram sketch.
Yeah, I mean, that's more than enough of a rainbow. I mean, what else would you need?
I'm happy with that. I mean, listen, I've got the physical base in hand. I've got the variant cover parallel in hand. I've now got the fractal on EPAC. I've got the foil board to 49 on EPAC. I've got the hologram to 21 on EPAC. And I've got 2 plates.
Done.
Kind of, that's it.
Done.
So
what else are you going to do?
So, it was a fun little product to open. It was decent priced as well this year, $6.99. And you didn't get a huge number of cards in a pack. I think it was 5, I want to say. But yeah. And people went for it. Now, it sold out in, let's think, when did it go on EPAC? Was it Wednesday or the Thursday?
Remember. Is it Wednesday? I thought it was Wednesday.
Let me have a look in my emails because I'll have the email from
so perfect
that tell me when Marvel Annual is due to drop on EPAC. And it was announced, bear with me, hold the line, caller.
Holding.
It was 6th of April, which was a Wednesday. And it sold out the following Monday night / Tuesday morning. So early EST, late. Yeah. So if I go by Eastern Standard Time, which I tend to do when I think about it, because I can't cope with too many other time zones, but EST is a good one. It was probably late in the evening on Monday, the 11th of April, or early in the morning, Tuesday, 12th of April. So it lasted 1 whole day, 2 whole days, 3 whole days, 4 whole days, 5. It lasted 5.5 days.
I don't think anybody thought that would happen.
Not too bad. Well, that's the thing. Now, this is kind of something I wanted to talk about this week because I read it and I was like, when you read a post and you're like, really?
Oh,
really?
Yeah. That's like the whole reason I stopped.
Happens a lot.
On Facebook.
And I read this post and I was like, and a couple of the comments said, we're very fair. No new products people spend money on. It's clear there's not a demand for new products, but there haven't been any new releases. Okay,
yep.
Which is fair. I think that's true.
Very true.
Market is on the move. 100%, no shame in it. Okay, no shame in that whatsoever.
No shame.
And someone else just proclaimed, "This is just the beginning. Welcome to the new world."
Arf.
Now, I've no issue with the person that said that, so I'm not going to name them. But I just want to pump the brakes a little bit here, rather than pump the cards. I'm going to pump the brakes because what you've got to remember is that annual last year wasn't too much longer than that. I mean, it was longer than 5.5 days, but it was a couple of weeks, I think. Wasn't too long.
Too long.
There's an awful lot of physical product still out there for Marvel Annual 2021.
Yes.
You can get it. You can get it. So then think about the fact that last year Pack Wars sold out before Upper Deck had planned for it to, because they have those weekly achievements, and we know Annual the year before ended before they planned to, because the last few achievement cards, in fact, people were kind of stuck not having gotten the last achievement card for the weekly leaderboard things in Pack Wars, which happened last year as well. So I think there's a couple of things before you kind of proudly proclaim, "Oh yes, the hobby is back. It's better, baby." Well, A, it never went anywhere. B, Yeah, of course I'm happy with it, but this doesn't. Of course, we're in a brave new world of Marvel cards. This is what we've been talking about. Nothing else for the past year, but and people were thirsty for it, and it was a good price point because there's not much Marvel product left on APAC. So all of this is true, but it's a combination of things. But the thing that people don't seem to realize is that there was probably not a massive percentage of it made available of the entire product run, because you've got some already out there in physical that's still out there. You can still get it. And then I've had some for this, but I guarantee they'll have probably held the same, if not more, back than they did the last couple of years for EPAC. For Pack Wars.
Yeah, Pack Wars.
And Pack Wars is coming. And Pack Wars will be absolutely bonkers. So all it means is that they're just gradually releasing inventory in small bursts, which is exactly the same as all sorts of online retailers do, including people like Dave and Adams and that, when they put them on sale for a little bit, they stop it, they raise the price, they put it back on sale. You control demand to the market in short bursts. It's not too dissimilar from that. No, in my opinion. Anyway, I just thought I'd talk about it because maybe I'm missing something. But am I wrong?
I don't think you're wrong at all. I think the truth is a lot of people have, how can I say, they have things that they want to see do well. And I think people need to sometimes hype things up in order to feel comfortable about paying prices that they're, trying to find reasons to pay for. I think that's what's happening with a lot of these cards and a lot of annual and a lot of people making these giant claims about Marvel cards, doing well and all this other stuff. I think personally that there's, a lot of things going on right now that people need to be aware of. People are, doing things with the market and not always, obviously, and not, the whole time, but there are things happening logically with the market where people are putting, auctions up or, flooding the market or trying to basically, control certain aspects of things because they bought into certain products and to certain inserts. And I think a lot of people right now are trying to keep price points up. When I talk to people who are in the sports card world or even the Pokemon card world, they all say this is just par for the course. You know what I mean? This is just, they found your hobby and this is what they're doing to it. You can see the very beginnings of this happening in Star Wars right now. So here's the thing that bothers me a lot about all these discussions. And this is kind of where my stance is. Am I happy the thing I collect has monetary value to people who don't need, well, I guess everyone needs money, but you know what I mean? Who can spend at a more frivolous rate than maybe
more disposable income. Yeah.
Disposable income. Yes, of course. Yes, I'm happy with that. It'd be a bold-faced lie if I said I wasn't. However, the other issue to this is that I think you have hobbyists, and then I think you have a modern day collector, and those two people are very different. And I think that's the biggest issue and biggest conflict we're seeing right now. So when things happen like the golden auctions and cards are selling for less and everyone's running to say, I knew it, Marvel's hyped, it's pumped.
And that's the other thing I was going to touch on, but carry on. Yeah.
I think people are very excited to say things like that. Probably for the most part, because they're upset that they're not going to be able to buy in, or they're upset that their cards are not expensive, or they're just upset that the landscape of the hobby has changed. But I want to say this on record before we get back into this post. What's happening now with people buying cards at the rate that they're buying them, hoarding them, keeping them, and I put hoarding out there.
I thought you said whoring, but
I mean, we could. Let's do whoring. I'll do whoring. People who are keeping insert numbers and doubles of cards and all this stuff, there's nothing wrong with that.
Stack it.
However, the thing that's happening now on this bigger scale of people selling is the same thing that was happening in the hobby pre all of this stuff. You can't say that's not true. It'd be completely unfair. And I'm not defending anybody, but I am saying that when you have collectors and you have people who collect things, they collect them. And that collecting is however they choose to do it. And that most of the time will negate cards from being handed off to certain collectors, to certain people, being in the public eye, and so forth. And I think right now the annual hostility of being like, it's super expensive, selling things really high, is just an aspect of that world just coming out in some other way. I mean, it's going to get really weird when Spider-Man comes out, because that's the hype right now.
Yeah. And it's almost, it's crazy. It almost feels like it's going to be worse because of the longer it's taking. Because
it's good. The anticipation. It's bad.
Patient is terrible. I just, and that's the other interesting thing. I mean, I haven't been spending a lot of time on Instagram looking at the content, because quite often I see a lot of the content, but I don't spend a lot of the time following the auctions that happen on eBay or anywhere else, to be honest with you. I'm not that fast. I just focus on going after the cards I'm after. But a lot of people pay attention to things like Golden and their auction. As apparently lots of cards went this week, but they went for lower than the last time stuff like that went up for sale, and people were saying, oh, that's it, the bubbles burst and all this sort of stuff. And I saw this content, like commentary about it, and I was like, I don't really understand enough about what's happened there to be able to talk about it, but it felt it happened around the same time as Marvel Annual selling out. And I just thought it was odd that you had these different signals coming from different places. You know, some people were kind of saying, oh, Marvel Annual's gone really quickly. You know, that Brave New World, here we go. Hang on to your pants, lads. And then on the other hand, people are going, oh, those auctions didn't go as well as everyone thought. Well, maybe that's it. Maybe the party's over.
I don't understand the two messages, because you can't have
the same day on different happening. You had them the same day on different social network channels. It was really weird. I know. And I think that's the part that's like so upsetting, is that everyone wants to be the first to say something about these narratives and to claim certain things. And I think what makes me so sad about all of this is that we are in this stage where it's like, first one there to say something wins the game. And I think maybe the real trick of this should be, you know, hey, the market's doing what it's doing. Who cares? Mm-hmm. Let's collect cards, hang out with each other. And, you know, honestly, like we've said before, just be sure to hang out with the people who are collecting the same way you would like people collecting. That way there's no, you know what I mean? Yeah. No, I completely hear that. Yeah. I mean, it's like we've always kind of, I guess we've always kind of steered away from that kind of whole market commentary thing, because there's plenty of people doing it, and also it's not something I find interesting to listen to myself personally. Just me, it's not content. It's
just not your thing. Yeah,
we've just enjoyed just talking about cards and where we can do talking to and about the people who make the cards, and just trying to get an insight into the industry behind the cards. You know, we've never been out to be gumshoe detectives finding out the gossip about things. We'll quite happily talk to anyone who wants to talk about cards, as has been proven by episode 69, if nothing else. But I just find it fascinating at the moment. There's so many. I can feel myself deflating as we're talking about it, which is great. So thank you, my friend. I just find it so confusing, because you just get bombarded with so many different messages and so much different rhetoric from different people with different vested interests on social media. And I'm just kind of like at a point where I'm like, oh, just enough. Just stop. Let's just hang out and just talk about cards, which is why your convention experience sounded like such a breath of fresh air recently.
It really was.
I can't wait to do something like that.
We're going to have a blast. I mean, it really was. That was a crazy, it's just so different when it's in person, because no one talks about like these stupid internet arguments that people are just up late at night bored. Or rub the wrong way, or, read something more harshly than what it is. And maybe it is. And they're just like, well, I need to say something today. And I've been there. I'm not critiquing anybody, because I've been there. But it's just a different conversation when you're in person, because it's just like, I enjoy these cards. You enjoy these cards? Yeah. Let's talk about how cool they are. And that's it.
I know.
You know what I mean? That's
why I wanted to start off with that cool sketch. and showing you that, because that's a major win for me. But listen, I'm thrilled that Annual went really well for people. I'm thrilled that people dug it. People seem to have lost their marbles slightly over the holograms being numbered, which I think I would be wary of. Some people priced them astronomically, and perfectly their right to do so. Whether they sold at those prices, I really don't know. I think yeah, just be careful about the shiny new thing that's numbered. It might, it might be that in this market you think, oh yeah, that's a free $500-$700 card, but will it still be a free $500-$700 card a year down the line, 18 months down the line? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not too sure.
I mean, who's to know? Who's to know? I mean, I guess these kind of conversations have been happening in stocks and shares markets for decades, and I just don't know really how that works. It might be very basic economics, but yeah, that seemed to be the driving thing for people. People also went nuts over the battle booklets.
Oh yeah, that's right. The battle booklets. And there were some absolutely banging ones coming out. I mean, fortunately, Black Cat hasn't been in any of those, so I'm mercifully pleased with that. Oh, that's nice.
I think I'd be like a three-legged dog in a forest if that was the case. But given that it's printed like sketch stock, it has to be a pretty major character with a pretty legendary like combat ratio with another major character.
Yeah,
I don't think you could do that for Black Cat. I don't think you could really do it with Silver Surfer, could you?
Hey. Well, why are you bringing stuff up like that?
No, but what I'm saying is that they're lovers, not fighters. So, they ever did Black Cat versus Silver Surfer. I mean, serious question now, and I don't know the answer to this, and I don't expect you to either. Has Silver Surfer and Black Cat ever been a comic together and interacted?
You know what? I know he was in Spider-Man a few times. I know he was with Carnage and Venom, but
I can imagine that'd be an interesting conversation.
That would be an interesting conversation.
She'd give him some sass, and I'm not sure how Surfer deals with sass.
Surfer's nice with sass.
He doesn't strike me as a sassy guy, but then again, I've not read as much as you, so maybe I'm just.
Surfer's very introspective.
Okay. Yeah.
Type of character. You know what I mean? Can be funny, but kind of like straight man funny, not necessarily like Deadpool funny.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Good
so
work.
yeah.
Good work.
Trying to think who they paired Surfer with. That was a good comparison. They've had Deadpool and Surfer together. That was weird and funny. Spider-Man and Surfer's actually really funny.
Yeah, I bet Moon Knight and Surfer would be quite interesting.
That'd be a lot of different conversations.
That'd be a lot. What was it? I keep seeing comic panels from Moon Knight issues that just crack me up. I think I saw one the other day where Spidey's talking to someone and goes, "Hey, Mark." And he goes, "It's Stephen," or something like that.
Stephen, yeah,
and
that's
then
right.
And he goes, "Stephen, I want to say, sorry, Justin now." Justin. And then Moon Knight, the next response is, "Back to Mark." It's just like all his responses are that he is not the person you think I'm talking to, because he's
I love
it that quickly. It just really made me laugh. I can't remember where I saw it. Someone posted it on Instagram.
I saw it too. It's really great.
But yeah, that made me laugh. But no, Annual. And I actually got traded a Bow booklet, which I managed to then. I was going to keep it, but I managed to, or rather, I decided there's a guy who was after them, and he had some Spider-Man Homecoming auto booklets I needed. So I sent him off for 3 of those, and he accepted. So, and it was a perfectly fair and balanced trade. So I'm happy with that. But yeah, it's come, it's gone, and it will be back. That's the thing. Just because it's sold out in its first iteration, but doesn't mean to say it won't be back. And at Pack Wars, they usually like to run for a few weeks. So I think people will have more than enough, of a stab at playing it. And of course, those weekly leaderboards will be bonkers.
They are going to be bonkers.
Because I think sometimes they do sketches for them if you're in the top 5. But last year, do you remember they did different numbered character cards if you were in the top 1 to 21? It was really weird numbering as well. It was like if you were in the top 1 to 21, then if you were in 22 to 50, and then it was really strange. You had like 4 within the top 100.
There was this thing of like people, like I remember people being kind of upset about how they kind of did them. Right. Because there was one Pack Wars that you guys were all talking about and really loving.
That was 18 and 19 pack wars, which was great because everyone in the top 100 that week would get a numbered card, 1 to 100. I've still got mine here. And I managed to get the full set of all 13 weeks, I think. I think they planned to have it run for longer. And I was lucky to get that last one, which I think was Spidey, actually, because not all of them got issued because they ran out of pack wars like 3 days into the 7-day week or something crazy like that. I can't remember the details now. Pack Wars 18-19 was a joyous experience. It was fun to play. Last year, on the other hand, was like dental work without anesthetic, and I've spoken about this before. The site hadn't had the pack walls on it since it had been upgraded. It was slow. They'd put the price up as well. The win ratio didn't feel as positive. It just wasn't enjoyable at all. And I bailed very quickly into it. So
that's what I keep hearing. So
I'm hoping this year, at the very least, the UX will be smoother for it. And that it's a more pleasant experience to do it. But that's when, a lot of the rest of the plates will come up. That's when the rest of these numbered hollows should come up. There'll be a pack wars. There'll probably be, if they do it true to form, there'll be a digital card that you'll get, like a Victor parallel or something like that.
Yeah.
And then you'll be able to combine 5 of those from the same character to get a physical pack wars variant.
Interesting.
Which was the case last year at least. So yeah, and in 2018-19 you got a gold digital card, and then you combine 5 of those to get a red border parallel. But with annual 18 and 19, of course, that red border was shiny foil.
Ooh.
And they're gorgeous. And they're really there's a real undiscovered, not numbered, but not many of them out there. I mean,
that's kind of nice.
Yeah, that's the thing. And that's the thing about that I find interesting about the fact that numbered cards are great and they'll hold value if you're in it for the investing side of things and if you're in it for all that. But there's so many undiscovered gems out there that aren't numbered.
There's a lot of stuff out there. I feel like Beginnings is going to do something kind of interesting.
Beginnings will.
Well, because you have all those variants and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see how they, you know what I mean? How that goes.
Yeah. Now, this is the first time we've recorded since the episode with Grant Sandground, at least the first one dropped. And boy, the feedback from that was amazing. People really dug it.
Love it.
So thank you. And it's, in fact, I think it's probably one of our highest listened to episodes ever, aside from possibly Boris.
I mean, there were like some really amazing things being talked about in that episode,
and it was great. And it was great for Upper Deck to come on and share that with us exclusively. Some of those details haven't been released in the public domain, so thank you, Grant, and thank you for Upper Deck for doing that. I don't believe they do that for any other medium or any other content platform. So we are blessed that they chose to
very lucky
with us.
Very lucky.
Someone raised a very interesting. There was a kind of a whet appetite post, not a whet anything else post. Knowing before you get rude.
That's gross.
But go on. So I just wanted to touch on this. I thought it was interesting. We are going to speak to Grant again, like tomorrow.
Yeah, baby.
As we record this. After listening to last week's podcast, I was thinking, if the Spider-Man metal set is going to be available in retail blasters, does that mean they're producing a lot more product than all these other recent sets? Will the supply actually come closer to demand? Will it be easier to get your hands on some, or will they suffer the same fate as most Target Walmart cards and get swiped by the employees or the flippers that get to the store at 5 a.m. to clear the shelves? Curious on everyone's thoughts. As a Spidey collector, I was really looking forward to this set, but once I saw the hobby box pricing, I didn't think I'd be able to afford boxes. It would be cool to be able to grab a blaster at Target here and there, even if the chase cards are rarer. There's lots to unpack there.
There's tons to unpack there.
Listen, so, I'm just going to start off by saying I'm absolutely bloody thrilled that they are going this route and putting products as retail blasters out there rather than this, because obviously they've got their direct-to-consumer platform, which is ePack, but the fact that they literally almost punt off all of their physical product to distributors and then it's almost like not our problem and they can do what they want with it. I still don't quite get that. I don't understand it for whatever business reasons they do it, and I actually don't think it's very good for the customer at the end of the day. But that's not what this conversation is. So I'm thrilled that they're doing those retail blasters. Another thing I'm thrilled about is that I actually quite like collecting different packaging from the different versions of the product.
I think that's going to be fun. I'm excited to see it everywhere.
Yeah.
That's the thing I'm really excited about.
Well, that's the thing. It's a valid point, because you remember Walmart and Target started stocking only on certain days of the week back in the 2 years ago when the pandemic hit and the popularity went up. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do.
Then people would go in there, and I remember my Instagram feed was flooded with content, and my Twitter feed actually. A lot on Twitter, actually, a lot from the sports area, because there tend to be a lot more sports cards collectors on Twitter. Filming empty shelves, filming what was left, filming people getting there and picking up the stuff and grabbing armfuls of it. And, I don't think purchase limits worked. And in the end, I think some of them chose to stop stocking stuff altogether. I can't remember one of the chains, because someone got shot in the car park.
Yeah, I think that was a Target or something ridiculous.
So I'm kind of hoping that doesn't happen, because I don't want to get a bullet for buying a box of Spidey metal that someone wanted to flip on eBay. But I think it's great. And, I think they would, if it's not a numbered product, I don't see why you wouldn't print more.
Yeah. I mean, I'm interested to see. I wouldn't want them to. Maybe it doesn't matter. I mean, honestly, at the end of the day, if it doesn't have a number and people are excited to buy it and check it out, then they buy it. You know what I mean? That's the end of it. There was some kind of post somewhere about people say pull out a Marvel, sell, whatever, all this kind of stupid stuff. They didn't even say that. They were just like, trying to fish for people commenting type of thing on Facebook. And I just basically posted, I was just like, I was here before they got expensive. I'll be here after.
Yeah.
Like, it just doesn't matter. Like, and I hope that people get to see Marvel cards and enjoy them. And if that means like the ones that are not numbered being produced in these retail shops, then that's exciting. And look, they do it with Star Wars. You know what I mean? And there's tons of numbered product. Like, I know
they do both. There's numbered mixed in with the unnumbered.
Well, like even in blaster boxes. Yeah. They would have
there's numbered stuff that's exclusive to the blaster boxes, which sounds, from what Grant was saying, is like what they're going to do here. I don't know if
that's
numbered
similar,
stuff that's
I feel
exclusive
like that's what
to
he
the
was
blasters,
saying.
but there will be inserts that are or variants or parallels that are exclusive to the blasters. And I love that, because at the end of the day, this product isn't going to be all numbered. It's not like a Black Diamond or a Masterpieces where pretty much 90% of the set is numbered. It will have the PMGs in there, and they'll be numbered. But I don't think, from what Grant told us in the solicitations, that anything else is going to have that hard numbering, which means that, in theory, they could just overprint it and just make those numbered inserts just a little bit more spread out in terms of the odds, which would make more sense to me, because it would enable more people to enjoy, and actually, those people who do want to collect the set, the opportunity to do so. Perhaps.
I think people will be able to pick and choose, which is something we've always talked about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And people will have the ability to, kind of enjoy the cards and pick them up and all this kind of good stuff. And you know what I mean? They'll be able to make those decisions.
Yeah. And collect it in their own way.
And if that's the case, that's the case. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, when I go over to Boston in the summer, I'm in August. I would love to be able to go to a Target, and I know it's going to sound really sad to all you American people, but I'm really looking forward to going to a Target.
I mean, when you don't have it,
we don't have them over here. So it's like, in the same way as when I lived in London. I lived in London for 2 decades. Only once did I go and watch the changing of the guard at Buckingham Palace, as you guys call it, because it's there. I don't know why we started talking about that. Anyway,
no, but I think that makes sense to me.
But one person comments straight away, I'd love to be able to at least order a single box. I suppose. But yeah, I thought it was a really interesting post. It was a really interesting point. I mean, I don't think we'll see it until about, Grant said early summer. So for me, I mean, summer is officially June, July, August is meteorological summer. So maybe June.
I hope so. I hope it needs to be sooner than later, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Only so people have a lot of money tied up with these pre-orders.
Yeah. Yeah.
And exactly. I feel for them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But I think it's going to be worth waiting for based on what we've heard. So,
I mean, that's, yeah. To say the least, man.
I really find it interesting. I'm going to do another little mailbag piece, if that's all right. Because I
love it.
I love that people are now, partly because we've asked them to, although not everyone does, do an introduction post when they come into the group.
I know. That's been really cool.
Cool stories. And I love the fact that it's kind of almost restored a little bit of balance in that people are introducing themselves. People are kind of starting to kind of comment back, and there's relationships, and people are coming in and introducing themselves, and it turns out that they were on Scoundrel 10 years ago, and other people are going, oh wow, it's you, and then they're hitting each other up on DM. So it's having a real positive result for the most part. Anyway,
I think so.
This guy is great. Hello everybody, this is Justin Petit. With two, or is it Pellet? Hang on, let me zoom in my screen. No, it's Petit with 4 T's in his surname. Hello everybody, I'm Justin. I just got into Marvel cards. I never really collected cards or even paid attention to them, unfortunately, but I'm having some serious FOMO and I'm bummed I never knew about Marvel cards. Well, welcome to the club. Welcome to the party, pal, as Bruce Willis used to say.
Yes, some Die Hard action.
Anyway, been listening. Yippee-ki-yay, mother. I've been listening to the Marvel podcast every day at work. Thank you. I really enjoy the podcast. Thank you again. I'm just here to admire some cool cards from a distance. I'm a Mystique fan. I wouldn't be mad if anyone showed some cool Mystique card sketches. Only jealous. And then 67 comments of people showing him cool Mystique cards. What's not to like about that? What's not to like?
I love that. That always makes me so happy when people do that.
So, Justin, welcome. I'm thrilled to have you with us. What else? There was another really cool post. If I can find them, because I saved them now. I've got a little thing on my Facebook called
nice
to talk about. When you can save things into collections and folders to talk about. So yes, that was, and I wanted to, there's another bit of feedback from Grant's episode that I wanted to read out. There's so many people posting gifs going, oh my days, oh my God. I was all smiles while listening today. Can't wait for Muslim. It's always good stuff when Grant is on the show. Bobby Gader, this was probably the episode with the most bombs dropped, was just glorious to listen to. Jason Martinet, as heard on episode, can't remember. Lots of stuff to look forward to. I'm most excited that there will be blaster box options for the products, which is exactly what we were just talking about.
Yeah.
So yes. Lots and lots and lots of cool stuff in amongst all the slightly gritty stuff that we've talked about. We're going to open a pack in a minute, my friend.
Oh, damn. All right. This is a jam-packed episode.
Yeah, well, we're going to squeeze them in. We're going to leave them wanting more, which is exactly my approach to dating, or used to be back in the day. No, ma'am, no. No, ma'am, no.
No, ma'am, no. I can't come back from that.
Anybody? PJ Ryan. I love PJ Ryan. I don't actually know what his first name is, or whether PJ is his first name, or if P stands for something and J is his middle initial. I'm hoping he'll tell us one day. He's a sweet guy anyway. I love him. Anybody actually taken the time to think about where cards in your collection have come from on the journey they've taken? Putting together sets, I've received cards from all parts of the US, Mexico, Canada, overseas from the UK, Asia, etc., all to end up in good old New Jersey. Wild ride for sure. Yeah, I think about that loads.
Me too.
Quite often my cards. One time someone mailed me a card and it came from Chicago and it went... when I track stuff that's being mailed in the USPS system, it goes through one of several hubs to leave the US. If it ever goes to Chicago, I can say goodbye to 2 or 3 weeks of that journey because it takes ages, just gets lost there.
It's the worst. I think that's the one.
Chicago, they punt it on any plane they can. So one time, a card that was coming to the UK went the other way, and they went to Japan simply because it would be easier to send it that way around the globe than it would be to wait for a flight coming to the UK.
Wow,
So
that's weird.
It turned up on the tracking in Japan, and I started panicking, only for it about 8 hours later to turn up at Heathrow because it was obviously on a transfer flight.
Right.
And it just really freaked me out. Anyway, my buttocks was squenching in and out. Squenching, I just made up a new word there. But, you get that. Anyway,
yeah, I do.
I'm doing this movement.
I see it.
Anyway, but yeah, it's fascinating. And this is, the whole point of Marvel card collectors worldwide, which people don't seem to get. But yeah, there's that Darren in New Zealand has been commenting.
That's right,
fella. And yeah, Australia, Emily in Australia. Yeah, it's interesting. We don't seem to have many members from either Middle East or Africa.
Well, I've had one from Africa, which was amazing.
Oh, cool.
They had these really crazy cards from South America, which is amazing. And then I had a really great, I think I still have the bubble wrapping, like the envelope. It was
cool.
from Egypt.
Oh, wow.
And it was really cool. It was a really cool, I think that's one of my favorite ones I've ever got. It was from Egypt, and I can't remember the guy's name now. But yeah, luckily I've had those two experiences.
Yeah. Well, there is a member. I don't think he's native from that country. As I don't think he was born there. I think he's an American guy, but he lives in, I want to say, Bahrain or somewhere around that. So Middle East, and he's recently sold me some cards. Mailed them over. He's the guy that I got the Clark Gregg auto from the Thor movie from, and then I also then got those wonderful Avengers comic cuts from recently that I think I showed you.
I think you did, yeah.
Yeah, because I've spent a bit more time today sleeving things up, so they're now in these little top loaders. Where are they? Here we are. Yeah, I got those from him. Those 3.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, the Thor and the Avengers. First Avengers movie memorabilia cards. So that, brilliant. So yeah, they came from that nice side of the world. So yeah, it's brilliant. I love it. I love the fact there's people all over the place who are into Marvel cards, and it is a global hobby. I mean, obviously it's Americana. It's an American thing. It's an American product made in America, shipped from anywhere. But I'm going to show you a little bit of mail I got this week. I got 2 more of these awesome, which is the one you've already seen. I think it's that one. I've got 2 more of these brilliant Black Panther, King's Mantle costume cards.
Oh,
got 2 more of those. The triples as well, because I'm on.
Those are so nice.
Look at the texture on some of those bits of costume.
People don't take good pictures of those. It's just they're very hard to photograph.
These don't take good pictures. I mean, look, if I hold it flat onto the camera,
there's nothing, no dimension,
but when you hold it at the angle, you can see the purple on there.
It's gorgeous.
They're so rich in person. It's ridiculous. And this is the other thing about cards on ePack. They just don't. I mean, that's leather. I can feel
I can see it.
It's beautiful. My daughter loves touching the fabric in these.
I think it's cool, man.
And that one's got some patterning from the outfit.
Wow,
it's lovely. They're really nice. It's high quality material. Whether the fact that you can't prove that it was worn by any particular actor on the newer sets is kind of neither here nor there for me. I think these are real undiscovered
gems. Really
matters. I don't think it really matters at all. And then this other one, and one with Forrest Whitaker's. Look at that! Look at the color of that piece of material. It's like kind of like a vibrant purple. I mean, you wore that in a gay club, you'd be well aware.
I love those cards.
It's great, they're really nice. I love them. I really love them.
I think they look great.
I've and some of them are genuinely short print, but they don't say they are. They're not listed as SP, but as Homecoming has found, there's a particular card on Homecoming which is a single. It's card number 7 on the single relics. It's of someone's tie. And I know from my Bond collecting, where the Rittenhouse did number the cards that came from Bond's tie. But those are, because the tie's a smaller piece of material, obviously, so you're going to get fewer cards from it. Can I also show you some binder love I got?
Please.
From a UK seller, I got a Women of Marvel binder. So I finally got the official Women of Marvel binder.
Lucky.
2008. And so my Women of Marvel set is now in there. And I also then this week from a different seller in the UK, but weirdly they both popped up in the same week, Dangerous Divas.
How the hell did you do that?
And look, Black Cat's on the spine. Hello, Felicia.
That's cool.
Yeah, but that one I've got Dangerous Divas sets 1 and 2, and it's a bit bulgy, so I do need to get. I'm not keen on the kind of steampunk styling of the Dangerous Divas 2 kind of stuff, but I'm going to have to get. I'm going to have to get the binder from Women of Marvel 2 and Dangerous Divas 2 because I don't want to overfill those. Anyway, what else did I get this week? I hear you cry.
I should have gotten that MCC one. The 98.
Oh, yeah. Well, Amanda's got it, so hit her up.
Oh, no. I know she's happy with that.
No, that's the main thing. Right, let's do this pack. I've got no idea who our intro artist is, so it'll be a surprise for everyone.
A surprise.
Including us. Let me share my screen. Sharing is
I'm trying to figure out, did I get anything? I'm almost done with the Marvel Legends.
Oh, wow. Marvel Legends. Now, you're talking about the promos here that we talked about on
from GameStop
last week's episode, I think. Yes.
Yeah. So I'm almost done there. I'm only missing.
Are you doing the holos as well? I mean, the foil versions. Sorry.
So I have wave 1 through 3 base done.
Right. Oh, that's good. That's good going.
That's pretty good. Wave 4, I'm only missing 3 cards.
Okay.
Possibly for base, and then for holo, wave 2 and wave 3 are done.
Oh, wow. That is good going. Wow. You've been.
I'm only missing 1 holo from wave 1, which is Storm.
Oh, well, someone will have that. Someone listening to this will hook you up, I'm sure.
Yeah, and that's it. And then wave 4, I'm only missing 4 holos.
Wow. Okay.
Pretty good, right?
That is good going because wave 4 didn't seem to have as big a release from what I've been seeing on the group.
I've had tons of good help. I've had help from Abraham, Richard, Kevin TC, Delta Comics, Michael, Clinton, Michael Spina, Gilbert, our boy Brian, Russ. Good. Who else? There was somebody else too, but yeah, man, people have really come. A lot of people are collecting this little thing.
Yeah, actually. Well, they are. That's the one thing I've seen. Oh, I haven't shown you my new Black Diamond stuff I've got in. I haven't shown you my Black Diamond.
Ew.
I had my first base cards arrive from Black Diamond. Really? Which I've never had any base cards. So I showed you the Exquisite, didn't I? Did I?
Yes. Yes.
I had this green of 23 William Hurt land.
That's cool.
Look how beautiful that green foil is.
That is really nice.
Isn't that nice? But you can see how thick the Exquisite are.
I love it.
So they're thick. That's the base compared
to
the
that's
base.
Crazy.
About
I didn't know the
thickness. Difference. Yeah, the base. I thought the base was thick as the Exquisite, but they're not. And they've got an interesting foil effect on the background of the character. So if you look at the card, do you see what I mean? So it is the photo background, but they've foiled it, and there is a very slight relief to the character on the background. Very slight relief. Yeah, they're nice cards, but they don't.
They put a lot of work into that set.
But Black Diamond base don't show at all well on scans or photos.
Yeah, I've never noticed.
They're one of those things that you need to have in hand.
I didn't notice the difference there. I had no idea.
Yeah. So yeah, that's obviously Martin Freeman as.
Love it.
Everett K. Ross. I'm wondering if that's supposed to be a relation to General Ross. I need to rewatch those movies and find out. I'm sure he probably is.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
Supposed to be a relation to him. But I got my Gamora.
I love that Gamora.
Let's take that out. There you go. So you can see it more there. You can see that's a very high quality. Very slightly raised. Very slightly raised.
Super high.
And it's a different texture as well. So the gloss on the character is a different texture to the rest of it. It's just lovely. And then the last one I got from our friend who was on the podcast recently, David De La Rosa. We did a trade. He had this physically in hand, which he mailed to me, and he got some EPAC stuff from me. Korg.
I love it.
It's nice. Look at the relief on the bottom of the foiling.
I wonder if we'll see that Love and Thunder.
Yeah, he's in Love and Thunder, that character. I think they've pretty much already said that. So
I wonder if we'll see that trailer. Multiverse.
Oh my good grief! If people are jonesing for that trailer, aren't they? They really are jonesing for that Love and Thunder trailer, and it's surprising it's not dropped yet, given when the movie.
I showed you the Razor Crest prop relic I got, right?
Show me again for the benefit of everyone listening, because I can't remember. Take your blow off. You got blow off.
I got the.
This is why we need to start doing these visually.
Yeah, I'm down. Let me take this off.
Hang on a minute, folks. We're taking the blow off.
Okay, so yeah, I mean.
Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's beautiful. Right, you got to send me a picture of that for the tasting notes. I know it's not Marvel,
so this one's nice. I had the out of 25.
Oh, that's nice.
But I got the out of 10.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Just recently. What I like about the
show me what they did with
these. Say again.
Show me the thickness of it, because that kind of card,
massive.
Oh my goodness me, that's huge.
It's a beast. Well, what's nice about the 10s is that they put so they're all screen used Razor Crest material, which is why I went for it.
Yeah.
And I have the out of 25, which just has like a silvery kind of tone to it.
Oh,
and
nice.
the other one's gold.
Oh, that's interesting.
See the difference?
Yeah.
And there's a 50 and a 25 and a 10 that have Mando featured on it. And the 10s are really cool because they reserved the swashes that have the most weird details to it. So in this one, it has these weird dents in it.
Oh, okay.
That all the other ones don't. So it's kind of cool to have, somewhat different slosh. But that's anyway, nice. I just thought it was cool, man. They did it for the Millennium Falcon at one point. And you can't find those anymore. So I was like, well, I'll just grab this then. And it was cheap. So I lucked out.
Cool.
What else? I'm trying to see if I got anything else that was of interest.
Well, it looks to me like we're both picking up some good stuff. That's
definitely having a little bit of a.
What's the word? I'm gonna choice cuts. Choice cuts is the word I'm going to go with. Sounds like an advert for dog food. Choice cuts in gravy. Do those cards give you a glossy coat, Norrin?
They do. They give me a glossy coat.
You have a very glossy coat. I've always admired your glossy coat. Right. We're going to open a pack. Open this pack.
Oh, boy.
Because I'm sure listeners are on the edge of their...
You're doing ages? Oh, shoot.
I'm doing ages because quite simply, I've spent way too much on Homecoming. It has been ages. And I also get more cards in a pack on ages, although most of them are digital. Although sometimes I see the artwork choice on some of the cards and I'm just like, why? Right.
I know, I don't like some of them either.
Let's go. So, Marvel Ages, one pack of on EPAC. And for everyone listening at home, enjoy. So we have a digital Cecilia Reyes, whoever that character is. No idea who that character is. It's quite an underwhelming card. X-Man, digital. Molly Hayes, digital. Is that Power Pack?
What's a Power Pack?
Power Pack. No, Runaways. There we go. Runaways. There we go. Have you not heard of Power Pack?
I have now. I didn't realize in context. I thought you were talking about an insert.
Yeah, no. There we go. There's that's physical. So that's Totally Toys Gambit.
That's cool.
Which is always. Oh my goodness.
Oh,
there's a hit coming.
That's
you ready? Fun. We might have the noise as well. No, why is it not getting the noise? Anyway, we have a hit. We have a hit. A palpable hit. We have a comic cut. Journey into Mystery.
Oh, is that?
Look at the other side of that. It's Thor. Yeah.
Not in costume. That's actually pretty nice.
Numbered, but it's too small on my screen to see what it's numbered as. Let me do a quick screen grab of that for the tasty notes. Hang on a sec. I just wait till it's properly flashing. There we go. There we are. Right. Oh, look at that. Isn't that cool?
That's cool.
Isn't that gorgeous? Let me just quickly save us that.
Wow. That's cool. Rare that you hit something.
Mate, well, how often have we hit? I mean, once we did it on a Doctor Strange pack. Didn't I get a relic or something? A costume relic?
You got something cool, actually. Yeah, had, you know what? We've had actually pretty good luck, haven't we?
We have. I mean, yeah, relative to how many times we've done
relative to how many times we've tried
right, there we go. So that's sorted. We got a Daredevil. It carries on flashing over there. I never open packs on a browser window. I always do it on my phone.
Oh.
So this whole with them laying out to the side as I'm opening it and still flashing away, that's going to give me a fit if it carries on doing that. Anyway, this is a physical card. It's Daredevil.
That's cool.
That is. See, that's what I mean. This is what I find really troubling about the set is that you have choices of artwork like this, and then you have choices of artwork like this. It just doesn't
match up.
That's a sticker parallel from the first 100 cards. I'm not sure who the character is.
Finesse?
Whoever that is.
Don't know.
That's
Cypher.
So that could be a foil. I don't know. It's not flashing. They don't. Wolverine. Oh, nice.
Oh,
and I think that might be a physical as well. So yeah, that's a high series. Yeah. And there's another Totally Toys. So how many cards are we in? Hang on a sec. We've got 12 to open. We are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
9, 10.
This is the 10th. So
wow, you get two toys, one Gambit, one Wolverine. Those are good.
Yeah, two Totally Toys. Is I don't think I usually see that in a pack. We got this is digital now. Alex Wilder and Ms. Marvel digital. That is a pack. I mean, look at it.
That's a good pack.
That's a good pack. And
good pack.
The problem with this is that, of course, you get a good pack and think, oh, I'll go and buy another one. That's the problem with e-pack is that you think that to yourself. You think, oh, I'll go and buy another one. So,
you can't do that.
You can't do that. You just got to walk away.
You'd be trapped in the vicious cycle forever.
Yes. But there you go. Hey, but it didn't make the noise for the audio. So we'll have to, I'll put in some dramatic music that I would have liked to have heard when we pulled that. So what the red glow sound effect should be.
I love it.
Which is great. Brilliant. Well, this has been fun. I started off feeling a bit grumpy, but now I'm feeling much happier about life. As
cards can do for you.
Yeah, that's what cards can do for you. And that is. See, he's walked away from the microphone just as I'm about to circle us into.
I'm here.
And that's the beauty of what cards can do for you when you are collecting cards. And hanging out with friends and relax. What, am I supposed to say something? Enjoy collecting, everybody. One day we'll get it. Thanks for listening to the Marvel Card Collectors Podcast. Visuals and tasting notes for each episode can be found on our Facebook page. You can subscribe and leave us a voicemail via our home on anchor.fm/MCCP. We're also on iTunes, Spotify, and all major podcast platforms. Please take a second to subscribe, like, and review our show wherever you get your podcasts. Our podcast can be found by Googling at the MCC Pod, which will also find us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. Our Facebook community is at MCCW, Marvel Card Collectors Worldwide, and MMC, Marvel Masterpieces Collectors. The great music we use is called Rocket Power by Kevin MacLeod. Thanks to the collectors, artists, and creators who support the Marvel Cards Fan Collective. We'll see you next time, and remember, it's a small hobby but a fun one. Make mine Marvel and enjoy collecting.
I mean, she's enjoying collecting.